I'll be reacting to Requiem of the Rose King episode 3. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website. And based on my reaction in 1, 0, go. Bunda visual. That's where they have one of the cleanest logos in anime, by far. Dang! I love that noise. Ooh, man, you know things have gone really damn off crazy when it comes to our boy going as far as kissing the head now. I'm just questioning this guy's going to have the emotional fortitude to continue on his father's legacy. He's right, because that's honestly... Damn, that's pretty fucking harsh there. Imagine how far things have gone south for them, though. I gotta admit, I like the style where it has it with all full-on roses, because it does at least a good job of covering up the lack of animation quality. I just wonder if there'll be more animation in this episode than episode 2, which was a disaster piece. I gotta admit, this scene is actually nice because if their father, whether he would actually be proud that instead of turning up, they'd have the resolve to keep on fighting. This actually is an emotional scene. Yo, but I'm really curious about how our boy is going to respond to this, though. That's definitely going to be the most grandiose thing out of all of this, because considering how much his father meant to him in his life, who knows how close to the verge of insanity our boy really is due to all these surrounding circumstances, so to speak. So that's what truly is piquing my curiosity regarding all these circumstances so far. A nice touch I do like is how you see chess pieces on the top and bottom of the screens. It really does a great job in portraying the tactical warfare elements of the series, even though there hasn't been much way in giving us so much of tactical warfare because the series has have a tendency of skipping battles. At the very least, it's a nice little visual. And it would fit the context of a series like this, too. Because the whole chess piece motif would work because it's more about the characters getting measured responses from the others depending on their actions. I gotta admit, Armilly looks fucking cool running that horse. Like, no joke. And as much as I have the issues with the series writing, my goodness, I have zero issues with the opening song. The opening song is so damn clean and crisp. And then that look in his eyes, man, he looks like he's ready to fucking burn everything. I like it. I like it. The opening for all these reasons. All right, let's hope we actually do get to see Warfare on screen, though, and not just a fucking slideshow this time. This series is not the type that has earned the benefit of the doubt, but it's earned my full-on pessimism. But hey, you know what? It could turn things around if this episode ends up well done. Well, that could jinx him potentially. But even then, when you make... I mean, he's got to accept himself in a world without his father, unfortunately. What he has to realize is in life, you have sometimes have to find your own light in life. Sometimes you can't really rely on someone else being the light in your life, because if you lose that person, you'd be absolutely emotionally distraught. Oh! Something really... Oh! Yay! There's what I like to see. No animation at all, and arrows that are falling from the sky, and it's not even landing on anyone in the background. Hooray! This is so exciting. This is truly peak animation right here. Wow, this is so amazing. I get to see the full detail of a still and a guy fall without even any follow-up animation with someone being sliced. And again, we're getting the downsides of sticking to a battle despite the odds against you instead of running away when it's more tactically efficient. We're getting to see more of those consequences. And I do like this. Oh. Okay, now we're... So I'm assuming he's slain soldiers, I guess. I mean, it's pretty hard to tell what our boy's doing because the animators are making it really hard to tell what the fuck our boy is doing. I'm gonna guess that the manga made this much more clear, though. Honestly, in animated series, it's like the purpose of warfare is to show it's either kinetic energy or to show off how extreme, how sick in the stomach can make you. And this series is not doing a good job of portraying any of the two facets that you'd want to see in an animated version of a war. Oh, hooray! You completely defeated all these people off screen. This is so fun. Hooray! They're not even... Oh, okay, I was asking. They weren't even bothering animating this dude's freaking mouth. And I'm assuming he's going to want to color it red. He's going to want to feed his sword some blood. Oh. I thought for a second he was going to want to feed his sword some blood. Oh, okay, so he will. That's probably one of the few creative usages of animation that the episode has done. But I'll give this episode credit so far. At the very least, the pacing is better than episode 2's pacing, though. So there are some positives. Damn, how many soldiers did he eviscerate with the color of his clothes? Oh, okay, I gotta admit, that does do a good job of symbolically showing you just the fury that Richard was going through when it came to the coloring of his cloak. That's actually a good visual stylistic choice. Pretty cheap animation still regardless, but at least you can tell the director has an eye for visuals that work at the very least. And it's nice to see the character development for him because now he's accepting the loss of his father too. I think him being delivered to his mother's arms should be the last thing he would want, though. The thing is, though, then... Oh. Well, I'm surprised that this one was actually able to win, considering how it seemed like the odds were against Edward. Kind of wish they would have been able to show King Edward's struggle, though, instead of the victory just happening on screen. Well, not as frantically paced as episode 2, still feel a bit rushed, though, because it's rushing through all of Richard and Edward's accomplishments. It's like it makes it hard to feel a grasp of what they've really achieved. For that very reason. But in saying that, I do like where this episode is going from a plot structure standpoint, though. Oh man, hey, he just wants to be a man that can stand on his own 2 feet, though. That's the thing. And I like how he says that too, like an edge to his voice. I just wonder how he's going to react to Richard because we have. Oh. It does seem that the series still continues on the path of almost never drawing the faces of background characters. It just feels completely cheap. Hey, his body's not that frail. I mean, considering what he accomplished, I'm like, our he's way beyond anything that's frail. If anything, he's pretty strong, if you ask me. Considering all the feats he pulled off on screen. I don't think Richard's going to be the type to be interested in ladies at the moment, though. Or maybe he might, actually. Yeah. I'd have to wonder Richard was going to like this shit sort of thing. Or who knows, maybe if he sees the lady that he saw in the first episode, he might actually end up choosing her. But that's only a big if, though. Woo, boy! Richard is about to say, oh, but if she's her. Oh! I don't think she does anything to apologize for. I don't think our boy would find any offense to anything she's done. Oh, I like how she's not even being subtle about this. Hey, that'd be a good start, though. Oh! I love how the sister's opportunistic as hell. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm really loving where this is going. It's such a shame again. Like, this series could be absolutely amazing anime of the season or year contender if it was just done competently. Because I would have loved to have seen some animated dances. I love seeing animated dances. At the same time, though, if there were something to happen to Warwick, I hope, for the sake of our boys, that Edward isn't overly reliant. Can only cross my fingers. Because being overly reliant on someone can also be a negative too. Hmm. I'm, ass- I'm assuming our boy's going to be inclined to saying no, though. Oh. I'm going to assume there's going to be significance behind the name because I don't even. Why do I get the feeling this chick could do something potentially crazy? Oh! Damn, the way you shoot up is kind of creepy now. But you can tell it's a possibility, though. Well, what a fucking dick. There's always a possibility that Anne might. Okay, now I can see where I'm going. Okay, now I can see where he's going. Okay, what a fucking bastard. But then again, I mean, what the dude's saying ain't lies either. He's jinxing himself in saying that. Because he's loved before. He's loved his father. Yes, not in the romantic context, but he's loved him. He loved him a lot. And whenever someone says, oh, yeah, I'll never love again, they have a funny tendency of finding love again. I'm just saying. Man, I love his reaction up. The burden's gone from his shoulders. I mean, now that's a damn striking scene there. Hmm. Okay, so the sun splitting into three wasn't really something symbolic then. It actually happened. Okay. And something I'm liking about this episode, the other episodes didn't have a chance to. It really is doing a good job of bonding Richard with his other two brothers. So it's actually pretty nice. Again, this, yeah, I got rid of my thoughts. This would be so fun to see if we actually saw movement here. But I'm not even, at this point, you can't even call this an animation. This would be more like a PowerPoint presentation with sounds and music and playing in the background. Oh! Oh boy. Whoa, then. I'm assuming he might like this predict. And I'm assuming due to that reason, he's going to be even more interested in her than he ever was before. Yep. Because usually when people that are used to getting everything have struggle, it only further encourages them to keep on trying harder to win the person over. Whoa. And the thing is, though, sometimes people do crazy ass shit for love. Although, why do I get the feeling this is going to completely backfire? Completely and utterly, too. And you know what? I could see why I'd be sinking, too, because... Oh! Oh, my. Yo, and she's making no face as if this could have been what she potentially planned. That was like the scary part. Huh? Oh, shit! And that's the thing I was worried about. Okay, I gotta admit, what a conniving genius there. The thing is, you shouldn't really do that because, honestly, oh, okay, at the very least, it's interesting how Warwick doesn't only have an eye on Elizabeth, but also on Richard too. But then again, I guess that does make sense considering that Richard is got a tendency of doing hyper aggressive things sometimes. It would cause people to take pause sometimes. Hmm. Oh, okay. Gotta admit, this is actually a good episode. It's finally nice to get to see Requiem of the Rose King actually put out something decent for once. Now, if I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, with the 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 10 being exceptional, I'm going to give this episode actually a 6 out of 10. Well, yes, it still had all the bad production issues that episode 2 had. At this point, I'm expecting this series visually to look like dog shit. Like lots of still shots, action sequences done off screen, faces in the background, not pretty much the works of bad production values. At the very least, there was story progression. You've got Elizabeth wanting to avenge her husband, so the stakes are hard because now it's going to make you wonder whether Edward's going to fall or not due to his own narcissistic nature. So I do like that. And also another thing that I'm really digging about this episode, it was just the fact that this episode has quite a bit of character development. It was sad seeing Richard's react to his own father's death, but at the same time, it was powerful considering, even though, yes, we didn't get to see him slaughter all the men he was going up against on. I'm afraid I'm going to lose the answers I've gone and everything. Okay, that sounds like a title filled with nothing but death flags. But there are also other things that I really liked about this episode, so that made it stand out. What made it stand out was the fact that there are bits in this episode where, like, just straight up, you had a lot of growth for Richard because seeing him react in agony to his father's death by slaying so many people that his cloak looked red was a really beautifully striking scene because even though, yes, you can tell that this series has zero budget and it's done on a shoestring budget, you can tell the love and passion put into this series when you see shit like that. And let me explain why. You can see the love and care here because in bits like that, he's wrecked so many soldiers that someone can lose track of how many people he's wrecked. So I do like that. It adds a lot more emotional gravitas, and it truly does make you feel Richard's anger towards the death of his own father. And it was nice to see Richard and Edward's kingdom pretty much push back the opposing kingdom and to see the consequences for that. That was a pretty fucking nice plot progression. And character progression, too, because it was nice seeing Edward bond with his brothers. It's just a shame that you can tell in a subtle way he threatened Richard. And then Elizabeth was an interesting character on her own, because just imagine she's out with the vendetta to pretty much avenge her husband. It is a scary thought, because I don't want to see anything bad happen to Richard or Edward. But I do like how this is setting up for tragedy, though. And it feels in place because it makes sense that someone like Edward would feel really freaking confident too. So all in all, I'd say even the way the characters act in this episode are pretty much in character. I also liked the voice acting a lot, because even though, yes, the production values visually are bad, at the very least the voice acting is really good. Thought the music was nice. And that's why I have to rate the episode an above average 6 out of 10. It actually did better than episode number 2, actually. At least it wasn't a disaster piece. Yeah, it was hard to tell what was going on sometimes. And I would have loved to have seen them expand some of the war sequences, because it would have really felt like an accomplishment if we would have seen Edward in battle utilize his brain, not just the series telling us, oh yeah, he won. Or when it came to Richard, it'd been nice to actually see him slay the soldiers and be in a spot where he's drained out, instead of the series being like, oh yeah, he wrecked everyone, it's all fine, it's okay. It's like, holy shit. Talk about taking an approach of just telling us what happens in the story and not showing us. That's like one of the laziest ways of visual storytelling. So for this series, I guess I gotta credit the manga writer, because this series so far is at the very least pretty much entertaining to watch, in spite of JC staff doing everything in their power to make this series unbearable to watch. Yet the script, I'm assuming the base script for the manga is so good that this is still watchable. So credit to the mangaka of the series. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if y'all come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all very much for watching my video. Have a fun, great, safe, and fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.